things have certainly happened a lot since the end of the season, and maybe by surprise or whatever, but you're going to have some new additions to your coaching staff. Tell us about it.
We're really excited. Obviously, we lost two great coaches, great friends, great men, but to add in Nathan Page and Vinny Prospel is huge for our organization. It's going to be huge for our prospects, great for me. Obviously, I've had the opportunity to work with Nathan over the last couple of years, being in player development. He and I have built a really strong friendship. I have a tremendous amount of respect and admiration for his hockey intelligence, the way he treats our players, the kind of career he had. You know, he's a two-time Calder Cup champion, played a lot in the NHL, so he's going to be able to give wonderful things to our D-corps and our prospects. And then to add a player, a person like Vinny into our organization, you know, it's a guy that has over 1,100 games in the National Hockey League. Just a tremendous career that was driven by competitiveness, driven by being a real winning team player. Everybody I talked to about him, and he and I have some mutual connections, and that was where the process started. But everybody I talked to about him as former teammates or guys that have coached him just rave about the kind of competitor he is, the passion, the energy, and the kind of quality person he is. So considering, especially right now with how many European forwards we had, he carved his path as coming over as a European forward. I think he's going to be a great role model for our young men.
We've been seeing bits and pieces as to additions to the lineup, to the roster. We don't know everything yet at this point, but what can you tell us? Who are you bringing back?
Yeah, and we're excited about the guys we bring back, and that's why, you know, it was sad at the end of the season. You always want to win a Calder Cup, but you also know in pro hockey at the American League level especially, there's going to be some turnover. It just is what it is. New players are coming in. You can't keep everybody, but we've done the best we can of keeping the core group of older guys together to be mentors and leaders for ourselves, for me, for our prospects. So obviously Mersch and Prow were already signed, so they're coming back. Now we were able to get Mason Yapst back into the fold for the third year now, so that's huge. What a tremendous season he had. Michael Hauser is back with the organization, so that's so important again. Brendan Warren has become one of those real leaders with his work ethic and his style play, how demanding he is to play against. Jeremy Davies, even though that was only his first year, and Ciccone were a great pair, but in their short time, 1 year for Davies, half year for Ciccone, they became really, really important pieces for us, not only on the ice, but off the ice, in terms of who they are as people, being culture drivers, as we like to say. So it's a good start to the off season, and obviously there'll probably be a few more additions as the off season goes forward.
You've been running the development camp for several years now. Your thoughts on the talent level this year compared to the past?
Well, the talent level is extremely high. Now, we're missing a lot of kids this year, right? You know, last year you had Quinn and Paterka and Samuelson and Krebs and, you know, Weisbach and Rusek and guys like that. So, you know, with our playoff run going into June, you know, we just felt that it was better for those guys to take the off season to train and rest and recover and get ready for the upcoming season instead of bringing them back here. It was the right decision for sure, but certainly that takes away some of those older elite guys, but that just opens the way for some of the young crop, the Bensons of the world, who are just tremendously gifted players, but also really competitive and fun to be around this week.
And you feel confident that this team coming up is going to be as good as last year's team?
I never think about that. It'll be a different team. It always is. You know, I wasn't sure if last year's team could be as good as the team the year before. And for large stretches of the season, I would have said they weren't. But come January, February, we started to get to where we needed to get to. And we became a great team in March, April, May, and into June. So, you know, you got to start back at the bottom again. You can't, as close as we were to a Calder Cup, you don't get to start there. You got to start back at base camp, so to speak, and just start building the habits, the relationships, going through the adversities that you need to go through to try to become a great team.